Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, ArchieLuxury channel. Why am I here? Why am I here? Simple reason, for the viewers. That's right. I'm at International Airport of the world, Bangkok International Airport. Why am I here? For the viewers, for you guys. That's right. I'm getting content. I'm scouring the world to get content for you. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for any other reason. I'm here for you guys. That's right. Why am I here? To get you excited about adventure. To get you excited about my channel. ArchieLuxury.
Hi guys, Paul Pluter on the ArchieLuxury channel. Today I'm doing a little bit of a review, and I'm flying JETSTAR. I'm flying JETSTAR. Now for this flight here, I needed to go from Singapore to Bangkok, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I went with one of the low-cost carriers. I went with a carrier who's also quite dominant in the LCC, low-cost carrier market in Australia, and that brand is JETSTAR. So I decided to take a flight from Singapore to Bangkok. I had 36 hours in Bangkok, so I needed a quick, cheap flight. I checked out the prices and I settled on leaving Singapore with JETSTAR. Interestingly enough, with JETSTAR, they use the same type of aircraft that they use in Australia, the Airbus A320, which is a bit of a commercial workhorse. On my flight to Bangkok, I was lucky to have a window seat. Unfortunately, it was sort of over the wing, so some of the view there was a bit obstructed, but this is an A320 Airbus, so I gotta tell you the truth there. JETSTAR in their Asia Pacific region does tend to cram the punters in. You've got 2 rows of 3 with an aisle in the middle. This is a what they call a short body aircraft. Aircraft like the Airbus A330 would be a dual aisle. Unfortunately, the A330 would be dual aisle. The A320 is a single aisle operation. The plane has 1 class, low class punters, with the only option for upgrades being exit row and front row with a smidgen more of space. I've got to be honest with you, I just chose a cheap option. I chose a random seat, and I didn't have priority boarding. This can be a bit of a troublesome situation. I was surrounded by cheap Chinese tourists who were on their way to Bangers for a bit of cheap holiday fun. The aircraft itself was standard Airbus fare, very cramped, very tight, especially if one is a wee bit on the portly side there. I would suggest strongly paying for an exit row to get a wee bit more space and a wee bit more comfort. JETSTAR itself there, it markets itself as a low-cost carrier for the young aspirational traveler, and I think they kind of hit the nail on the head. When one is in middle age, I gotta be honest with you, it's not a sign of success to be stuck on a cheap, nasty LCC. Space is at a premium. However, I've got to be honest with you and say I don't think it was any worse than on my flight with Singapore Airlines in an A350-900. I find that aircraft to be particularly tight and mean. When I was on the JETSTAR flight itself there, it is a flight with no drinks or refreshments served. However, if you do have a connecting flight with JETSTAR, they will throw in a few premium novelties. How did I find it? It was quite reasonable. It was on time. I must say, on a previous flight, I had auxiliary power failure, which was a bit nerve-wracking, but on this flight here, it didn't have any dramas at all. As the flight was taking off in the later hours of the afternoon, the cabin was dimmed and a time zone adjustment was made for Bangkok. I must say the aircraft itself had a nice, reasonably cool temperature, and the flight itself was over before you could say anything. It's a low-cost carrier. It's a cheap and cheerful ticket. Don't be late because JETSTAR won't wait. That's correct. Don't be late because JETSTAR, you'll forfeit your ticket if you are late. Also, be aware of very strict luggage limits, although I did not have the indignity of my luggage being weighed in this sector. But be assured, in the Australian marketplace, JETSTAR and Tiger, the two major LCCs, will weigh every bag before you get on the plane, hoping to slug you with a very nasty, hefty surcharge. What did I think flying JETSTAR itself there? What do I think, and would I do it again? The LCC marketplace is a very aggressive marketplace. Would I fly JETSTAR? I think JETSTAR is fine for short domestic and short international trips, but I can assure you I would hate to be stuck on this death flight going on a long expedition. I can think of nothing worse than being strapped in as a sardine in a can, trying to save a few bucks without any meals, no refreshments, no drinks, and minimal luggage. The other alarming feature when flying with the LCCs is the type of punter this airline tends to attract. It tends to attract a real bottom feeder class of individual, cheap Charlie Chinese punters, as well as rather unsuccessful foreign tourists who really should not be choosing this low-cost economy option. My advice, I think it's good for a cheap and cheerful flight. However, with the LCCs, they of course have got a number of nasty space, nasty luggage limits, and nasty refreshment options. Was it a bad flight? No, it was over before you know it, and the JETSTAR flight was nothing but a bad taste on my tongue. Flying JETSTAR is no different to flying JETSTAR in the Australian sector. However, I must say it was quite delightful, quick, efficient flight, and thank God it was over before you know it. I'm Paul Pluter. This is the ArchieLuxury channel. This is a review of the Airbus A320 service operated by JETSTAR on the Singapore to Bangkok sector. Please like, subscribe, and tell your Cheap Charlie friends. Paul Pluter reporting from the sectors of the world to keep you informed.
Will you take part in my life, my love? That is my dream. I just wanna dream. It's what you make it. Always try to give. Don't ever take it. I just wanna dream. It's what you make it.
Hi guys, Paul Pluter, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Guys, I want to tell you this is so important. Guys, I depend on my Patreon supporters. Just this week, I used my Patreon funds to get myself a fantastic, lightweight, gimbal travel camera. And I just want to say thank you. This was made possible because of my Patreons. The Patreons, they made this purchase possible. And it's, you know, a piece of equipment like this is $600, plus I need a few memory cards. It's such an expensive business. Guys, if you haven't sponsored me on Patreon, please do so. Look in the description for this video here. It'll tell you ways you can help me. Guys, help me stay full-time on YouTube making videos. By helping me on Patreon, you send a small amount each month to me to keep me enthused and making videos. I can buy equipment like this little gimbal camera. Guys, come on, help me a lot, help me very much so, because guys, I want your help. I need help to make quality content. And I got to be honest with you, if I didn't have your help, it's not going to be much good, guys. It's not going to be much good. I need your help to buy equipment and to do things. So guys, sponsor me on Patreon and I'll be here for you. That's right, I'll be here for you. Please guys, help me on Patreon. See you later.
If you can't say